last night, John Kirby, Pentagon press secretary, I call him a weasel because he looks like a weasel, sounds like a weasel, and he doesn't have an authentic bone in his body. He said last night to Fox News' Brett Baer that these drones are just simply personal citizens, hobbyists. He actually used the word hobbyists, and that they're nothing to worry about. Well, today, just like every other day, it seems like, with this abysmal administration, God, I can't wait till January 20th. If you're with me on that, give me a hallelujah in the comments. I can't wait for January 20th where we get a real leader. So today, now, federal agencies are saying a completely different tune. I've got two things to share with you today. I've got a clip from New York housewife Bethany Markle, who says she has a friend at the Pentagon who tells her this is exactly what they're looking for. I'm going to share that. But first, I've got New Jersey Mayor Michael Melham, who just confirmed, I don't know if it's an officious capacity. I mean, we just never know with these people. But why don't I just share the clip? This is exactly what he said. Watch this.
Do you have any idea what it could be? Or which side it could be, where it's coming from?
Yeah, I can tell you what it's not. We know for a fact it's not little green men, and more than likely it's not a foreign adversary, because they would be able to figure out how to turn off the blinking lights. These drones are huge. We had a mayor yesterday on the call with the White House telling them that he had 6-foot drones hovering over his house, yet they continue to tell us we don't know what we're talking about. It's misidentification. Certainly there's some misidentification probably going on, but I could assure you that we are seeing drones in New Jersey all over the place. So here's what I know. I know that we were told by our state police that we have assets over our critical infrastructure. Now, depending on your point of view, that's either concerning or comforting. I think it's comforting because it's probably us listening and watching. We also know that we have drones that are flying in a grid-like pattern. In my opinion, they're looking for something. What might they be looking for? Well, potentially, we're aware of a threat that came in through Port Newark. Maybe that's radioactive material. There was and there is an alert that's out right now that radioactive material in New Jersey has gone missing on December 2nd. It was a shipment. It arrived at its destination. The container was damaged and it was empty. So
okay,
potentially we're looking for that.
Stop right there, Mayor, because that's very important information. And that came from a credible source.
That came from the U.S. government.
And so it's missing?
Missing.
And they think it's in New Jersey, or it could be anywhere?
It was lost in New Jersey, in transit. And again, this is just an example of what I think that we're sniffing for. I think we do have the assets that can go up and fly around and sniff things, which is why we're not seeing the uptick we used to see in Belleville anymore. It's kind of moving, but we're seeing alerts that it's happening now in Pennsylvania.
And that's right about the time that the drone sightings began, right?
Yeah, drone sightings began about 4 weeks ago.
Okay, so when you take a look at this, if this information is indeed credible, why wouldn't the government say, it's us?
That's the crazy part about this. We've gotten very little information. Even yesterday on that call with the White House, literally mayors were told, you guys are seeing things. There's no credibility to this. We have one mayor, like I said, had drones over his house. I mean, we're no longer going to stand for not hearing the truth. I mean, our state government is failing us. They're not getting the answers from the federal government. And even though yesterday they told us that there's nothing to see here, today there's a top secret briefing going on in Congress. Well, what are they being told that we weren't told yesterday?
Real quick, did you know yesterday when you were on that call about this missing radioactive activity or merchandise, or did you know that this morning after the call?
I was made aware of it yesterday morning. I did raise my hand. We weren't allowed to speak. I did raise my hand, was not called on to get that question answered.
So apparently it is concerning. Even the president-elect, who I'm sure gets some kind of briefings on things, he says he's not going to his home in Bedminster, right?
Yeah, I listened to him yesterday. He no doubt gets the same exact briefings that President Biden gets. He says our government knows. He says our president knows. And he also ended with saying, I'm not going to be in New Jersey this weekend.
Is everybody going to be safe?
I hope so.
I hope so. This is our government. These are our agencies. These are the people who are supposed to give us assurances. These are the people who are supposed to protect us. It's been 4 weeks, as the mayor said. We still have no clue. And when you leave an entire populace in the dark, people start coming up with wacky, out of left field theories, thoughts, predictions, opinions, etc., and none of them can be good, because the spread of fear, panic, hysteria is imminent. I want to also share with you this. Bethany Frankel, who says she has a friend at the Pentagon. Listen to this quick clip right here, and I'd love to get your thoughts on this. Again, when we have no answers from our government, you start to entertain these other people. And she's a big-time celebrity. She's got a high net worth. It's more than likely and probable that she may have friends in high places. I don't think that's supernatural to think that. Listen to this.
You're going to think I'm nuts, but why should today be any different than any other day? I know this guy whose father worked with the Pentagon and NASA and like secret projects, and he has been messaging me that he will never forgive himself if he doesn't tell the people that he knows that for a month he's been watching this situation. And now, several days ago, before it became a discussion in the mainstream media, that these drones are ours and that they could very possibly be sniffing out something very dangerous, some missing dangerous W from the war, and that areas that coincide with where the drones have been seen have spiked in radiation. So he said it's time to think about where I am and that I might want to go somewhere with my daughter. So like for me, you know, we blow things off and we think nothing's going to happen, but things do happen. I remember sitting in my car with my driver who said to me months before I even knew what the words global pandemic meant, I think there's going to be a global pandemic. I'm like, what are you talking about? I mean, if he had bet the markets, he would have been a billionaire. So I'm just listening to this guy and watching. And now Trump, who's hanging out with a lot of billionaires who have a lot of money for research, is also finding out that these are ours. And what were the government's choices? A, tell us that that's what they're doing and widespread panic and pandemonium, or B, do what they're doing. But something is wrong because otherwise they would eliminate them, and everyone's being very cagey. So what do you think? This guy has also been talking to different people in government positions who agree and are watching now.
I'd love to get your thoughts on this. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Who do you believe? I still can't get over the mayor of New Jersey saying, I hope so, when the reporter asked him point blank, do you think that we're all going to be safe? Are we going to all be okay? But wait, there's more. Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris came out of hiding, came out of the basement to actually issue a statement. Holy macadamia nut. Is she going to finally talk about the drones? Is she going to actually do her job? Believe it or not, she is still vice president for another 30 days. I know that sounds insane and scary and horrifying, but wow, she just came out of hiding. Watch this.
Look, as we hold our loved ones close this holiday season, we as a nation must renew our commitment to end the horror of gun violence, both mass shootings and everyday gun violence that touches so many communities in our nation. We must end it, and we must be committed to have the courage to know that solutions are in hand, but we need elected leaders to have the courage to step up.
Oh my God, it's so gross. Thank God, America, we dodged a serious bullet. And of course, is anybody surprised she didn't come out to talk about what all of her quote-unquote constituents are fearful of, are in the dark of, are uncertain, stressed, panicking. No. She came out to score political points because she actually thinks she has a shot at running in 2028. When she came in last place in 2020, the entire nation made a resounding, emphatic capital N-O, we don't want you. We want you to get the heck out of here on November 5th. No, she came out to score political points. It's all about Kamala. It will always be about Kamala for the rest of her abysmal, ridiculous, pathetic life. She doesn't care about you. She doesn't care about me. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because this is emblematic of the Hippocrats. We haven't heard from Biden either. Believe it or not, he's still president for another 30, 33 days. He's still president. Where's Biden? Where's the Secretary of Defense? Where are the rear admirals? Where are the Joint Chiefs of Staff? Where is anybody? Where's the Secretary of Transportation? Mayorkas says there's nothing to worry about. Everything's fine. We've got everything under control, and it's nothing to be. I don't see any problem with drones. We're not hearing anything from this administration. You've got scared citizens that you're supposed to serve, and you're not giving us anything. So, Don't ever forget what the truth is about Kamala and this entire Hippocratic. I call them the Hippocrats. Give me a hashtag Hippocrats in the comments down below, which just means that they don't mean a damn thing that they say. Look what Biden's doing, selling the border wall. Selling the border wall, pennies on the dollar. I talked about this last night. You know, they come with smiles. Look at us. See, we believe in democracy. Look at us. I'm going to welcome Trump. I'm going to talk to Trump. I'm going to shake his hand. I'm going to look in his face and smile. When behind his back, you snake vermin Hippocrats. This is treason, by the way. What Biden is doing by selling the border wall, pennies on the dollar at a freaking online auction, when we're planning, the American people have spoken, the American people have voted. We all want a wall. We all want a secure border. That's what the mandate on November 5th represents. This is treason. Treason. Selling it for scrap. Why isn't anybody talking about this? Why isn't the live stream media, aka the mainstream media, the propagandist woke media, how come they're not talking about this? Think about this, Nez Nation, my fellow global citizens, my fellow American citizens. Think about this. By the way, that reminds me, let me know where you're joining me from, what city, what state, what country. Just for me, do it for me. Just leave a comment down below. Say, hey, I'm in Boise, Idaho. Hey, I'm in South Africa. We have such a beautiful, vast audience. Introduce yourselves to each other too. I want my comment section to be a healthy, collaborative discourse with healthy, global humanitarian citizens who care about seeing things return to normalcy, which is what we're going to get. I mean, introduce yourselves to each other, but more importantly, I just want to see, you don't have to do that, but I just want to see where you're joining me from. So let me know in the comments down below. And yes, just to finish that point, put a period on the end of it, Biden and the Biden crime family are the most treasonous organized crime syndicate ever. Capone, the Lucchese, the Gambino family, they got nothing on the Biden crime syndicate. Nothing. El Chapo, the Narcos, they got nothing on the Biden crime syndicate. History will not be kind on this administration, on this era, and thank God. I love you. Thank God we came through on November 5th, and we're going to see all this. We're going to put all of this stuff behind us. Please let me know down below what your thoughts are on all this. Let me know. Again, you know, what about the clips that I shared with you? Mayor of New Jersey, Bethany Frankel, Kamala. Let me know down below. I can't wait to hear from you. If you haven't seen these videos, check out these videos coming up on the screen right here. Tap my face right there to subscribe and follow. It's free. You can also sign up for our free newsletter in the pinned comment, show notes, and description down below. And as always, may God bless you and may God bless the USA and the world. I'll see you soon.